real quick, this is not what you think. Don't think that this video was just going to be like a 5-10 minute video of me bashing Let's Go Pokemon. However, I'm about to be spitting some real shiznit about this game because it got me kind of conflicted. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start into this video. And a quick shout out to the homie, the almighty Gustavo, who's been leaving regular comments on the channel. Good looks to you, man. And the homie Zachary Martin, longtime homie. Thank you guys for leaving some comments on the last video. Love the feedback from you guys, man. I love talking games. And if you guys definitely want to hit me in the comments down below, make sure you hit me down there. I will reply back to you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this video. So this is where this game is having me conflicted. And keep in mind, this video is going to be more of a passion talk in a way. Like there's nothing written. This is just all off the top of the dome. So when it comes down to Pokemon, I have literally been playing Pokemon ever since my first one was Pokemon Gold. My brother got Pokemon Silver. We got every single Pokemon game going up until the DS, and then we didn't get one because we never owned a DS, and I've never actually owned a base version DS. Never owned one. But when I got a 3DS, I did go back and play X and Y, and then I did play Sun and Moon. So for the fact of this game being the way it is, like targeted to more younger audience, which I can understand, that's fine, but there's just so many glaring issues with the game, and I kind of feel like maybe this was just like a test game in a way, which is fine, but at the same time, I'm like, for your big Switch Pokemon game to come out with, you come out with the remake of the first gen, except honestly, Fire Red and Leaf Green kind of did it better. So here's what I mean by that. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is more of a bonding experience with your Pokemon. I actually do like that about the game, that it makes you have a stronger connection with just that Pokemon. However, in Sun and Moon, you know how you kind of have like where you have to feed your Pokemon and pet your Pokemon. This game is literally you only touch one. I know that sounds weird. You literally only care for one Pokemon. You don't get to check out anybody else in your party. You don't get to feed anybody else in your party. Literally, Eevee gets all the attention. So with that feature being just limited to just one Pokemon, I'm like, I really don't care about that. That's not like a big deal. But when it comes down to the way the game is structured, I mean, it kind of felt like it was on easy mode. And then the way you catch Pokemon, like the Pokemon Go aspect, and you get XP off that, honestly, the more and more I did it, the more and more I didn't like it. And what I mean by that is, like, I've just been so accustomed to fighting the Pokemon and grinding out that way. I don't want to grind out by just, you know, catching Pokemon. It just feels odd. So that portion, I mean, I can see that they can tweak it to make it a little better. Like, they made it to where legendaries, you have to fight them first and then catch them, which was cool. I was like, thank God you made me do that, because I don't want to sit here and just chuck balls at it all day. So with that being said, it feels like they were trying to test something out with this game, but it seemed like it really didn't hit the mark it was supposed to. And when I talk about like how the game is structured, it's literally a remake of Yellow. I did go back and play Pokemon Blue back in the day. I did go back and play that. But then again, when you play Gold and Silver, you get to go back and play in the Kanto version. So the end game for that game, there were 16 badges in like 2 different Elite Fours or something like that. So the game had you doing a lot. And that was back on the Game Boy Color. And when we get to this game, your end game is you can fight the gym leaders again. Cool. But then they're only like capped to like level 60. So if you get higher than that, there's no freaking point, because you're just going to wipe everybody. So it's not like they progressively get stronger and stronger, or they just get extremely stronger to where you have to power level a little bit more. So it makes it to where you fight them enough, and it's just like, okay, I'm going to fight you a good few different times here and there, because literally my team is almost like level 80 right now. Like, legit, my Alolan Raichu is level 80. So that was a little odd. I don't know where they were going with that. Now, the one thing I do like about the game, because I know Gen 1 is really limited, they at least incorporated some of the Alolan region Pokemon, which I thought was dope. So I was like, okay, cool. I can at least get a Alolan Marowak or Sandshrew. We good. But it's just that. You don't get anything from Gen 2, nothing from Gen 3, nothing else, just Gen 1 and some Alolan Gen 1 Pokemon, which really weren't that different. They just have different types, and that's it. So, with that being said, it makes the end game, like, literally, I barely play Pokemon ever since I beat it. I even have a good friend of mine who refuses to play the game even after the third gym, after he found that out. And what I mean by what he stumbled across was, once you beat the game, you have to do these master trainers that are like level 70, and it's a 1v1. You pick the same Pokemon they have, and you fight them. I don't know who came up with this. I'm not saying this is a terrible idea, but for an end game, I don't know, fam. Like, there's no discovery. Because I remember when I played Ruby and Sapphire and I beat the game, and I'm like, alright, I gotta keep getting Pokemon. And then come to find out, there's like the Reggies or something I heard about. I'm like, what's going on with this? So it was so much discovery, and then just seeing the landscapes behind you, like the broken down ship, nobody being in it, and then the whole new world and having a Latios and bro. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire was done so good. It was such a good way to introduce a new gen. I love the discovery aspect of it. This game, honestly, mainly because I see everything that's coming, maybe that's probably why I didn't feel the same way. Because I know where Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno are, and I know where Mewtwo is. So I'm like, after that, there's nothing else that I can get. At least in Fire Red and Leaf Green, when you beat the Elite Four for a second time, the freaking dogs are released. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. So at least that had that, like, surprise thing happen. Bro, legit. I remember I was on the toilet playing this game, and all I heard was scared the dog shit out of me. I miss that feeling, man. I just miss it. And then you can get the unknowns in the game, and they had like the separate islands, but of course you couldn't catch all the Johto Pokemon in the game. You had to transfer them over from like Pokemon Coliseum or some shit. So that was cool, but then in this game you're literally just stuck to the Kanto region and just fighting master trainers the entire time. That's it. And once you fight a number of master trainers, there is red, green, and blue in the game, and of course you have to fight them. I mean, I thought that was a nice touch. I'm not like gonna knock that. And of course, Red, as always, doesn't say a word. He just instantly wants to scrap up, and that's it, which is fine. So the game literally doesn't do everything wrong, but I can tell this game was meant to test out something. Now, the Pokemon Go aspect, I think is cool, but I really hope they don't do a Let's Go Johto region, or a Let's Go Sinnoh region, or excuse me, Hoenn region, then Sinnoh region. I don't want them to do just locked one regions at each time. I don't know what they're gonna do, because I know Let's Go is more of a side game, and then we're gonna get the actual like Gen 8 next year. So I have no clue what they're gonna do with this game. Now, I've still enjoyed the game. Like, the game is beautiful. Honestly, it's literally the best looking Pokemon game I've ever played. I can honestly say that, mainly because it's on the new hardware, and just everything in the game just looks beautiful. It doesn't look jaggy, it doesn't look pixelated. Everything looks amazing in this game. So, when it comes to being the best looking Pokemon game, hands down, yes. But if you've never played Yellow, or you've never played Gold and Silver, and you don't mind the way you catch Pokemon, which honestly I still kind of like. I kind of like the use of the Joy-Cons, but I don't like the fact when you play in docked mode, you're locked to the Joy-Cons. There's no way you can use a controller with it. I just wish that there was a different way that you could play the game. However, I understand that Joy-Cons mainly have the gyro controls, and then like most controllers, like even my PowerA controller does not have like any type of motion controls in it. So that I understand, but it's still, I don't wish that it was just locked behind it. But then you can get the Pokeball Plus, which is actually a more accurate way to play the game for an additional 40 buckaroos. But it's literally only for Pokemon. Dang, my throat. So other than that, man, like, when it comes to this game, I just feel conflicted, mainly because I just felt like I've played this experience, like, literally, if you count Blue, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Gold and Silver, I literally feel like I've played this game for the 4th time. So, not that that's bad. I wasn't forced to buy it. I just was expecting a little bit more. But then again, I like the way the game looked. It's the best looking Pokemon game. So, I mean, they still did some stuff right. So, I'm not entirely too pissed with the game. Let's just say that. So, hopefully, if they do another Let's Go anything like that, please, for the love of God, keep it on par. And this is what I hope. Keep it on par with Pokemon Let's Go. How Pokemon, not Let's Go, Pokemon Go. How Pokemon Go has literally all the way up until the Sinnoh region right now. Have it to where you get one version of Pokemon Let's Go, but everything gets updated. But then again, I'm probably asking for too much. Because then again, depending on what region it takes place in or anything of that nature, it's going to be limited. So you don't want to be stuck in Johto, but you're constantly getting Sinnoh region Pokemon. You want to go to a new region. So it is literally a double-edged sword. It really is, man. So I don't know what they can do to make this experience better. Because I just feel like right now it's just going to be rehash after rehash after rehash. That's just what it feels like to me. So I don't know, man. Hopefully, whatever the future is for Pokemon, I'm not saying don't do another Let's Go. I'm not saying I hated the game. I'm just saying if there's another way to do this, there has to be another way to at least keep the longevity. Because as of right now, I'm not playing Let's Go. And then even the battling doesn't keep me, it doesn't keep me engaged, man. Like, I've played Gen 1 way too many times. True, you hit a lot of people's nostalgia with bringing back Gen 1, but I was at least hoping, like, oh, we got Gen 1 and Gen 2. Nope, just Gen 1. I'm like, okay, well, fine. So, as of right now, man, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is at a crossroads with your boy. So, hopefully, if they put out another one, hopefully we got some improved mechanics. Hopefully, we're not just locked to that one region. I don't know, man. We'll see. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into the video, and as always, make sure you drop a comment down below. We chop it up about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, or any other Pokemon game, or shit, what's your favorite Pokemon game, man? I can tell you right now, my favorite's probably going to be Gold, or, I mean, even Pokemon Sapphire. That's actually probably one of the best ones I've ever played. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This is your boy QKG, and peace out.